Hello everybody, welcome back to Point Zero Games. My name is Josh, and today we're joined by Mr. Dequan Watson and Galen Ihlenfeldt, the two creative minds behind Artsy Brain Games. We're talking to them today about Duel for the Iron Staff, their first game. Kickstarter starting tomorrow, right guys?
Yes, on Friday.
Cool. So let's talk about Artsy Brain Games first off. What made you two decide that you wanted to get together to start actually making games?
Oh geez, to tell you the truth, like we just had known each other for a while, so it wasn't really like a decision that happened. Matter of fact, Galen randomly had a dream one night. No, this honest to God, like it was a dream. Like, and he sent me a message on Facebook, you know, and 3 hours later, we've got a giant Google Doc of stuff started.
Awesome. So let's talk about Duel for the Iron Staff specifically. What was the general idea behind that? Why go for a card game, and why go for that particular lore?
Well, I'll go ahead and let you know just what you want to base it on.
As far as the lore, that's kind of what the dream was based on. That gave me the idea for the game. I wanted to do something that was not really like an alchemy simulator, but something that had that kind of mechanic to it, but still had, you know, the dual fighting and stuff.
Cool. What as far as the school, because what is the story behind Duel for the Iron Staff exactly?
Well, you actually have an ancient wizard school that all the wizards are kind of studying in, and each of the characters, or each of the wizards, is represented as a character card in the game. And their headmaster is finally turned 100, he's vacating the seat, so now they're battling for control of the seat, which gets them the Iron Staff, hence where the title comes from.
So you mentioned the alchemy portion. With the way the game plays, you've got the different components, the different spells, different actions. As far as overall playtesting, like how did you guys go about making sure that you could try and balance stuff out, or is there just generally no balance and everything is OP?
Everything's over the top. No. No, seriously though, like when we started, the first games were overbalanced. Like we started with the cards about as mundane as they could be.
It was really humdrum. Like and it took a long time at first too.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you're playing everything super safe, I mean the games even a 2-player game was taking like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
They were really long. Whereas now, a 2-player game is like 30 minutes. I mean, and even a 4-player game really only takes slightly longer than that. And that was just from, you know, every couple of days we go back and slowly ramp up a card or two. Okay, well let's change this ability, or let's give this one fewer or more hit points, you know, and we got to a point when, okay, now everything's really crazy and over the top and it's awesome.
Galen, let's talk about the art, because you're doing all the art for the game. What specific influences you have going into the artwork on that? Because the artwork looks incredibly original and fantastic.
I appreciate it. I don't know. I just wanted to stick with that kind of traditional fantasy feel without going forward on the details and stuff. As far as doing mostly line art on the scrolls, I mean, that was just part of like trying to figure out a way to make the cards readable without having the artwork distract from the overall feel of the game, I guess. I mean, and plus, I mean, to be honest, there's over 200 cards. It's a lot of illustrators.
Yes.
Right.
I've actually had to talk him out of things a couple of times. He has this crazy idea he's going to be way over the top for every single card.
I was planning on doing.
And I'm doing the math, and I'm like, dude, that's like 150 pieces of art. Like, this isn't going to happen.
Well, and I remember when we did the playtest, you specifically pointed out, Dequan, that for instance, there's specific cards that will have a very specific style of coloring to them to make them more readable, and then some of them are just a bit more basic and things like that.
Yeah, it's actually something Galen came up with on his own, actually.
Yeah, mostly it's the spells that have the Aether component in it, or it's some that have, like Greater Fireball, that's just a ridiculous amount of damage. I think it's 25 damage plus some effects that are on it. But just some of the more effective spells and the healing spells have color in them as well.
Awesome. So you guys are starting the Kickstarter up tomorrow is the planned date, right?
Yep. Which I guess if we need to date it, that would be November 7th, that's tomorrow.
Right. November 7th, 2014. And we'll get a link in the bottom description for you guys to go check out. As far as that, any plans for the future? You guys kind of just sticking with this right now?
Actually, we were kind of discussing this a couple days ago. We have an idea for another game, kind of based on our actual lore that we have, but predating the current game. So as they were kind of coming up through the school, but it's a whole different style of game. I mean, our focus right now is get this done. Let's see if we can get it published, get it out there, get it delivered.
Awesome.
And that's the big goal right now. But we're kind of tinkering with a couple of other ideas already. We even have some card ideas we didn't include in this, which we may actually have as a stretch goal if we get enough money. But if not, maybe it's future expansion, some other stuff we can work on.
Awesome, cool. So November 7th, starting tomorrow, is the tentative date. Should end up hitting, like I said, check the description on the bottom.
Oh, I want to interrupt for a second. There's actually one thing we're doing that a lot of Kickstarter projects don't do. For anybody who backs us, we're actually giving a delivery guarantee that we have a set date of April 2015. If we do not deliver it by the end of April, you get a full refund.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go.
We're on top of it.
There you go. All right, so my name is Josh. This is Point Zero Games on behalf of Dequan, Galen. Thank you guys very much. And keep an eye out for Artsy Brain Games and Duel for the Iron Staff.